Hey, I'm Ron Drotos from keyboardimprov.com, and welcome to our journey through the real book number 205. Yes, we're past halfway through the real book, 400 tunes. And this is the great jazz ballad Lament by J.J. Johnson, the trombonist. Bebop trombonist, was also a composer, film composer too, and jazz composer. This whole series of jazz piano lessons is designed to get us thinking about these tunes from the culture of jazz and the traditions and how they relate to other tunes and some ideas for performance practice. Each one's a little different. We're approaching them uniquely and just taking them one at a time as we work our way through the real book. And Lament, it's a ballad, 32 bars long, and it has a structure that I can't offhand think of any other ballads that have the same structure, although there must be. If you know any, put them in the comments. It's 32 bars, but most ballads would be A-A-B-A, or like if they're Wayne Shorter or something, maybe a circular form or blue and green or something. But if it's 32 bars, they're often A-A-B-A, just like the great songs from the Great American Songbook, like Misty and Over the Rainbow and Prelude to a Kiss. This was written in the 50s, around that time that those were being composed. So there's some cross-influence, right? Jazz musicians, pop music of the time, some of the same tunes. But this was not written as a pop tune. This was written for jazz musicians as a jazz vehicle. And I think it was the first, if not one of the first, definitely, jazz ballads that I learned personally when I was about 17, 18, 19, that wasn't tied to the Great American Songbook tradition. It didn't have lyrics sung by, Doris Day or Sarah Vaughan or somebody. This was written as a jazz vehicle. It's really wonderful. It does have this lament-like quality to it, melancholy, extreme tenderness. But it's interesting because it starts minor, and then it goes to a major seventh chord, D flat major 7, that's on the flat 6 of the key of F minor. So it has a beautiful major 7 sound, but it's still within this minor key. And then all of a sudden it goes to major. And it's almost like this sadness has a little lingering joy underneath. Like maybe whatever we've lost, there was an element of joy associated with it that we're lamenting the loss of. So there's bittersweet quality in this tune. The form is not A-A-B-A, as I was saying. It's 16 bars, and then the second 16 starts the same, but then the very end changes. So you could look at it two ways. It's either A for 16 bars, and then another A section for 16 where it's different at the end, like A and A prime, you could call it. Or it could be A, B prime, however. It's more common to see this kind of form in up-tempo tunes or medium tunes like All of Me, There Will Never Be Another You, tunes like that. I can't think of another ballad. If you can, just leave it in the comments. And, a little unusual for that, but really beautiful. It has some great moments. This ascending... this peak, this waveform of emotion that I associate with composers like Cole Porter, really. And J.J. Johnson definitely got it in this piece. I'm going to start with a little intro based on the first chord, the F minor. And I think I'll probably put the 11th in. Give it this brooding or murky quality. I'm not sure. It could be an open voicing with the 11th or clusters. I don't like to preset my intros. I like to just sort of see what it feels like right in that moment and then enter into that world of sound. So let's see what happens. Wow, did you notice what happened near the end? I didn't want to end it. I just love that feeling, and staying with this ballad feel, not going into double time like some people do automatically on ballads. It often ruins the feel, in my opinion. Sometimes a ballad wants to get going. You're in this ballad, and then start. Okay, double time feel. It feels natural. It feels organic. It happens organically, naturally. It builds momentum in that direction, and then you go with it. But just to a lot of people, be on a gig or something, and sometimes if I haven't played with the musicians and don't know what they're going to do, you play a ballad through once, and then all of a sudden, okay, beginning of the second chorus, the drummer just goes to a double time feel habitually, or because they don't like playing ballads or something. And to me, I was like, wait a minute, it sounded so good. Why not stay there and then see what happens? So I stayed basically with the ballad feel the whole time. But I didn't want to end it. I did something that Miles Davis, for instance, would do on a medium tempo more often. Whereas on All of You or something, if he's playing that the Cole Porter tune in the key of E flat, you might go 2, 5, and then you circle 3, 6, 2, 6, or 3, 6. And you just keep going round and round and drawing it out and building on this wave at the end. I did it on a ballad, which I don't usually do, and then I went back to the tune itself, and then went back to it just didn't seem like it wanted to end, and I went with it. So that's part of the jazz tradition, right? That improvisation within the form of a song. We can stretch the boundaries somehow, especially when you're playing solo piano, right? You don't have to rehearse with anybody, or you can follow your whims a little more easily. So I hope if you hadn't heard this tune before, I hope you give it a shot. It's great. Give it a try. Play it. It's one of my favorites. And if you haven't, and if you have played it before, I hope this inspires you or gives you some different aspects to try on it. Thanks so much for being here, and good luck with your playing.